I appreciate you so much. That just made me feel so good, all those kind words. You got me blushing over here, especially from a man who looks as good as you do and sound as good as you do on TV every morning. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you, man. We can keep this Bro Love Fest going, but let's talk about that clip, though. You were announcing the third-round pick in Nashville, and I did it, but I didn't do it like that. I kind of regret it. I wish I would have took some shots. So, one, what was going through your mind, and why did you go so hard on the Titans? And then what was the best comeback? Because fans, they're good, they're smart, they're fun on social media. Have you heard any good ones in response to that?
Well, there's been a few old white guys from Tennessee who have threatened to come fight me in Indianapolis, which I respect, you know. A couple good old country boys down there want to come beat my ass for what I said up there on their stage on Broadway, which I absolutely respect. I didn't plan on taking any shots at the Titans, by the way. But when Reggie Wayne goes up there and buries them in the front row, and then I have to follow that, I have to stick with the unity there. I have to stick with him. And it's funny you mentioned your speech, because from what I've heard, it's immortalized on the Detroit Lions practice facility. My words have not been placed on the side of this building. I don't think they ever will be. But you motivated me into saying something a little bit longer than just the pick. So I very much thank you. I watched your video 3 to 4 times before I went up on the stage and just kind of shot from the hip, had a couple of ideas, and got to read the phonetic spelling of Kariki a couple of times. And I think the guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. Honestly, I know nothing about him, but I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. I'm with you. Hey, Pat, you know, I get the list of announcers every week, and I work with Fox Sports, so I saw your name as being in the booth for a Lions-Packers game at Lambeau in Week 17. You're in Lambeau Field, Pat McAfee on the call, and you give us this beauty late in the game. Let's take a listen.
Well, that'll bring on Matt Prater for a 20.
Oh,
trick play.
Let's
Wide
go.
open. Levine to Lolo.
Let's go.
Prater with a touchdown pass.
Matt Prater has the NFL's longest field goal. He's a man who's a legend. He's kicked long balls, he's kicked game winners, and here in Lambeau in December gives a cadence with the leg lift like Peyton Manning, no laces, and delivers a dime in the corner of the end zone.
It was an amazing call. And Pat, since then, there was a lot of talk with the Monday Night booth that maybe Pat McAfee would get a seat. I was all in on it. It didn't happen. They decided to go a different way. But can we expect some more calls from Pat McAfee in the near future?
I appreciate you bringing up. That's one of the finest moments of my life. I'm an absolute idiot, obviously, with zero couth for the booth, as some would say. A lot of people give Tony Romo credit for his predictions. I called that a touchdown before that thing even left Matt Prater's hands, because I knew Matt Prater was an elite quarterback. You know, I watched him warming up on the field there and saw him delivering some dimes with old Sam Martin, but I don't know. Honestly, I've gotten 0 calls to call another game. I honestly assumed there was a chance I'd get back in there. My phone has been dead silent, but I do know that I had the time of my life in there. And I didn't even realize until like midway through the 4th quarter, because I was enjoying it so much, just how terrible of a game it was. I mean, it was a 31-0 game, Week 17, nothing on the line. Aaron Rodgers got hurt on the 2nd play, and I didn't even realize till midway through the 4th quarter, like in my head, I was like, oh, this is a trash football game. This is a bad football game, because I was having so much fun. I was having so much fun, and who knows if I'll ever get back in there. I doubt it. The execs didn't seem to love it, but we'll see. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Trash game, great calls.
That's exactly right.
I want to talk about your social media following. I was looking at
Put that on a shirt.
Instagram posts, and yeah, there we go. We will sell that, baby. We'll talk about your shirt. Actually, what are you wearing? Let's just get it. What's going on here?
So this is the all-time leading scorer in NFL history. This is a barn animal, goat, and you put them together, you got the greatest of all time. And that's what we're here for. A guy I was very lucky to hold his balls for a long time.
Nice.
Good friend of mine.
Nice. That's all we can hope for, man.
Pat!
You had the pleasure.
I want to talk about this thing you posted on Instagram because I don't want to have like bad blood between the two of us. But you posted a video of you nailing a pair, not just one, a pair of 43-yard field goals, one with each foot, one with your non-dominant foot, dude. So, given that this 43 sort of reminded me of the double doink that I'm still excruciatingly trying to get over, what kind of shade are you sending in the direction of the Bears, of Parkey, or was this just, I don't know, maybe an audition?
So Parkey lived on my couch for a couple of days whenever he was with the Indianapolis Colts. So no shade towards Cody Parkey. No shades towards the Chicago Bears as well. Incredible fan base. Chuck Pagano, good friend of mine with Chuck Strong event tonight, now coaches for the Bears. But anytime something in the kicking world happens, I get tweeted about 5 million times. So whenever the Chicago Bears had their kickers all attempt a 43-yarder and they went 2 for 8 or something this past weekend, it was a nice little troll job, you know, stir the pot a little bit. Obviously, we've mentioned this guy. I got a chance to work with him for 8 years. I didn't want to kick field goals or kick footballs once I retired because I didn't want to get the urge to get back into the game because I didn't want people to think that my post-retirement had failed because I would have become a laughing stock. But once I started kicking footballs again, I realized and I forgot actually how good I was at it. I forgot how good I was. And once I started kicking field goals and then remembering what I was doing with Vinatieri, I just want to be able to leave all the options on the table. And I know a lot of special teams coaches around the league, their kids follow me on social media. So if this whole media thing goes to complete crap, which is possible, I just want folks to know that the leg can still swing, hit some dong shots, long balls, both right and left footed, depending on what we're looking for. So no shade at all.
Both
just trying to stir the pot a little bit.
Shade.
Yeah, no shade at all. That's not my thing. I like to have a good time.
You mentioned Chuck Pagano, and you are, in fact, emceeing this year's Chuck Strong event in conjunction with your former coach and good friend, and it benefits the Indiana University Simon Cancer Center. So tell us a little bit about the fundraiser and how people can get involved.
I've been a part of this Chuck Strong event for a long time now. I was very fortunate to befriend Chuck Pagano while he was a coach for us. And everybody knows his story about battling leukemia during his first season as a head coach. And what we've been able to do, and by we, I'm kind of throwing myself in there, which I shouldn't. Hey, speaking of the guy! Hey, speaking of the guy! Hey! Hey! I mean, that was a really serious part of the show, too. I mean, we're promoting cancer research here, and you just come in. I mean, you steal the show. But Vinny is also a guy who's helped out with this Chuck Strong thing as well, so it's actually a perfect segue. Yeah, he's the greatest of all time. Kind of weird whenever you're wearing a guy on your shirt and he shows up, by the way. Kind of a weird situation here. Don't know how to feel about it.